Hello and welcome. It's Gabrielle Celeste, Spiritual Sisters Podcast. It's me and the younger spiritual sister.
Hi guys, it's Bree, and I'm in my final week before the big move.
Isn't that wild?
Yeah.
Brianna, I was literally thinking, I was like, okay, you kind of threw me for a loop. We talked about 3 to 5 years you moving back. It wasn't 3 to 5 months you'd be moving back. And so it changes up my game plan.
Changes everything.
Changes
It's wild.
everything.
We just had a landscaper come out so we can get the house all taken care of for our renters whenever we find out who we're going to allow renting the house.
That's wild. Such a process. Moving is such a drain.
Especially 1,000 miles away.
Yeah, that's a whole different type of move than what I just went through.
It's a hefty move.
True. What song is that from? It's from the 90s or the 2000s.
I don't even know what beat you're trying to go off of.
It's a rap song. I don't even remember what it was, but it was really annoying. People would say it back in high school. They'd go like, true.
I'm blanking.
Yeah, same. Anyways, not important. Guess what we're talking about today, guys? You probably already know if you've listened to the last 2 episodes.
We're on the second half of natural laws.
Universal laws.
Whatever.
The universal laws. You know a couple of them.
Yeah. On the last episode, I knew a few of them. My favorite one's still Karma. I love her.
Yeah, I wonder if we're going to have additional ones for these remaining 9s.
Maybe. I guess we'll find out.
9s plural. 999s.
9s.
Okay. Are you ready?
Okay. Jump right into it.
Let's jump right in. Okay. The law of polarity and contrast.
Are you gonna elaborate?
Are you gonna say something about it? Have you heard of it? Okay. I was waiting for you to jump in, Brandon. Okay, so it pretty much is speaking to that everything in the universe has a polar opposite. So it's kind of like, you know how you put a battery in to a remote and it, like one side is the negative and the other side is the positive, but then on the other side it's literally the positive and the negative. It's kind of that. It's a necessary part of the manifestation process, and sometimes it's reflected back to you of like, okay, maybe you really, really want like $100 in your account, right? And it doesn't transpire in the way that, or maybe the form that you wanted it to come through in, but then the universe does you one better. And then down the road, say you end up getting $200 gifted to you because, I don't know, you were a part of a study that you didn't anticipate being a part of and you got paid for it. But pretty much like everything has a polar opposite, and it's necessary for opposites to exist so that you can be balanced out, which is actually the next law that we're going to speak to, but still staying with the law of polarity and contrast. It is necessary for there to be contrast in general so that you have the opportunity to get clear on what you do and what you don't want in the manifestation process.
You know what I'm thinking about right now? It's a TV show.
What show?
Stranger Things. The upside, or what is the upside world?
Yeah.
Why am I blanking on the name of it? But that's what I'm thinking of, is how it's the polar opposite of it.
But do you know that show depicts the different dimensions that we live in that are available to us?
I love it.
Literally real. I could not watch it after a while. I was just like, I cannot.
Why? It's
I don't know.
So good.
It's so good. There's so many Netflix series that I need to like binge and watch, but I'm just like, I do not have the energy.
That one, the last season is coming out.
Yeah, season 5.
Soon.
Yeah. Millie Bobby Brown?
When it talks about Vecna.
We literally just like saw her grow up.
Completely.
Like now she's like a wife.
A woman.
A
woman.
I love that she has taken on a style of like previous 90s and 2000s icons, and she's embodied a lot of Britney Spears.
Love it.
Imagine her playing Britney. Britney's not dead yet, guys, but yeah.
She's struggling, but still love her. She was an icon back in the day.
Britney. Yeah. Sending her love. All right, next law. The law of balance, which is the balance between masculine and feminine energy.
You don't have that.
I'm working on it, Brianna.
I don't have it either.
What do you have more? Do you lean more towards the feminine than the masculine?
Now I would say more feminine.
Yeah.
Back in the day, hardcore masculine.
But I'm sure the energy of your relationship also saw that too.
Absolutely. Like in the beginning of our relationship, I was still masculine as hell, and we were two alphas that we could mingle well together, but we obviously had our tiffs that here and there. But then I was like, okay, I can finally let down my guard because I in the past didn't have the best relationships with my previous partners. So I'm like, okay, now I can tap into my feminine. I cook, I clean. I love doing that. Like my favorite thing is to do all of the feminine things for him, if that makes sense.
She's a
Like I'm your
Consuela.
typical housewife. Yeah, I'm the Consuela.
She's Consuela.
Mm-hmm.
Would you say motherhood changed that? It was before motherhood.
It was before motherhood.
Yeah.
It was when we moved up here. And I think I needed that as well to step when we moved out of mom's house and moved into our own place. I obviously took on the role because that is what I wanted to do. Tyler helps out every now and then, like he'll cook dinner, I'll do the dishes, and we'll vice versa it. But most of the time, it's like, no, I want to cook, I want to clean, I want that perfect white picket fence lifestyle. That's my feminine
And
in
it's
me
enough for you.
coming out. Absolutely, I love it.
Maybe I'll get there one day.
People will hate on it, but I don't care.
If it works for you, that's all that matters.
Mm-hmm.
I think in time I'll get there because I'm building a business that's going to allow for me to have that type of flexibility. So
yeah, you're still in your masculine right now, but you're dipping into your feminine.
She's dipping into her feminine, guys. You heard it here first. The judgy double Virgo Sag Sun said so. Okay, so speaking to that, the masculine represents action, will, and persistence, and the feminine is very much surrender, patience, and flow. And to add to this point, I just want everyone to give themselves a lot of grace, especially if you're listening to this and you're involved and integrated into Western culture, specifically the United States, because our society promotes heavy, heavy, heavy masculine energy. Doing, action, produce results, bleh. And I think a lot of people are moving away from that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shout out to my girl Angel, though. She's literally living the femme energy and coming back into balance in Greece with this law is happening in real time for her, and I just love to observe it. So
I love
that for you, girl.
her.
What?
I said I love that for her.
Love it. Anyways, so in order to really be in balance, though, both have to be in balance for you to be healthy, I suppose, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to flip back between the two whenever you need to. It's not like you're going to be in your feminine forever and never get out of your feminine. You're going to go into your masculine when you need to.
Yeah, definitely. All right, the next one, the law of patterns, number 12. Okay, so this one is that everything is actually the best example of this is following and paying attention to nature and its cycles and its rhythms. And it's pretty much that everything in nature has a rhythm and a season and a cycle, and to treat life the same way. So, for example, like you can't do anything about it. Nature is actually so smart. Like, isn't it crazy how it just does everything on its own and doesn't need something to tell it what to do? It just knows. And it's kind of this universal law that reminds you to, like, you can't control it, but you can ride whatever seasons of life, whatever experiences, challenges, hardships, opportunities are being thrown your way. And the more that you're aware of maybe patterns or cycles or just rhythms on an emotional, spiritual, financial, creative level that are coming at you, the more balanced and resilience you come. And what I'm starting to see is that all of these like patterns, they work on top of all of these universal laws, they work on top of each other and with one another. And the more that you're aware of maybe like patterns and seasons and cycles within your life, that's where mastery can come as a result. So in the shamanic path, we do like equinox and solstice trainings. And it's the idea of like the peak of summer. So summer solstice, right? It's like when all of the light is there. And that's like when everyone's out and about and really enjoying their time. Winter solstice, which is exactly 6 months later, it's like going into the darkness. You're really sitting with your feelings and your emotions. You're not spending as much time outside, right? The equinoxes are equal days, equal nights. So like in the spring, literally equal day, equal night. And it's that bridge in between like the winter when it's really cold. And like you're starting to see like the life and the nature come back because everything's dead in winter, right? So like metaphorically, internally, you're with yourself because you're going through the transformation process. And then when the fall equinox comes forth, it's like that bridge between summer when everything's at its peak, and then we're going into the winter, and like basically you're seeing that being reflected with like the plants. So like the plants start losing their leaves, everything starts getting a little bit more auburn and like orange and yellow. And quite literally following the rhythms and the flow, being in flow with life is what this universal law is trying to say.
Yep.
That's all you got for me?
I mean, you literally hit everything on the head. Everybody goes through seasons in life.
Nothing's forever. Like this last season that I've been in for the last 8 months.
Mm-mm.
Nothing's forever. Can't wait to come out of this one.
No, it's like when I was in the postpartum period, I was in a fog. And then
How
I
long
got
were you in
out
the
of
fog?
it. Oh, I was in a fog for a while, only because I had the really traumatic delivery. I'm sure if I didn't and I had a smooth delivery, it would be a whole different story. But I wasn't the first full year of my son's life, I was fighting for my life. I was in full survival mode. And it's crappy because then I look back and I'm like, wow, did I really miss all of that time because I was struggling myself?
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm sure other moms might be able to say their postpartum period was way different, way shorter or longer or whatever the case may be, but like don't be afraid to ask for help. Because I went and got help after. I knew that I was like, this isn't normal. I need to go do something about this.
Yeah. Are you okay with me sharing some details?
Absolutely.
So Brianna experienced a lot of blood loss during her delivery. And that fog, like the mental fog, although it was a very different experience. But when I was hemorrhaging during my period during the October 2023 eclipses and I had to go get a blood transfusion, I lost a substantial amount of blood. And I wasn't okay for 8 months after the fact. Now looking back, I'm like, oh, I know exactly what brain fog you're talking about, because you're just kind of like, your energy is so suppressed and low. You're just like, what is going on?
Mm-hmm. Well, they say it's 6 months, quote unquote, 6 months to heal your uterus after having a kid. Then it's a year to fully heal to be able to have another kid. But then some moms don't fully feel like themselves for a 2 to 5 year period afterwards.
5 year period. Mm-hmm.
It's ridiculous. And then for me, I'm now just starting to get back to like not who I was previously, but like the mindset I had beforehand. And I'm 3 years in. Everybody's time frame is way different. So don't be judgmental on yourself. Do it as your body and you allow yourself to do, but don't be afraid to ask for help either.
So this is, and now you're going back in to do it again.
Mm-hmm. But then again, the second one's going to be different because I now know what to expect.
Yeah.
First one is the whole unknown aspect of it and being terrified, because every first mom is terrified. They don't know what's going to happen going into this. Like they're excited, they're scared, they're nervous. There's so many different emotions. But now on the second one, I'm like, okay, like now I know what's going to happen. My body's prepared for this. Like it knows what is going on.
Mm-hmm.
Or the first one, I was literally fighting for my life the entire pregnancy.
I am very observant of everyone's journey that's around me. That is a mom or parent, etc. And I'm okay with waiting.
You see firsthand, everybody's is not the same.
If I could be without any concerns, like intrusive thoughts, if I could have kids in my 40s, like starting, probably would.
Hey, you can do it. It's your life.
Probably will. We'll see what the next couple of years bring for for me. Okay, next one. Law of reciprocity. So this was going back to the one where, actually, which one is it? It's in part 1. She's scrolling up, guys. But it was talking about like giving without, expecting anything returns, the capacity to receive, right? That's the one it was.
Mm-hmm.
It was the law of compensation. Yeah, kind of. No, maybe not. Anyways, go back and listen to part 1 if you haven't already. And this one, the number 13, the law of reciprocity, it's that whenever you give with an open heart and you have 0 expectations, it's going to come back to you 10 times over.
Mm-hmm. Point blank, period.
You know what I like to do with money? Here's law of reciprocity happening in real time, guys. I like to literally bless my money anytime it's gifted to me. or when I send it, or sorry, when I spend it. And I'm like, may this come back to me tenfold. I will share it with others and I will do good with it. And it always comes back to me whenever it is that I'm spending it for whatever purpose I'm spending it for, especially if it's going towards helping someone out.
Mm-hmm.
So we love it. Love it. Okay, next one. The law of purpose, also known as Dharma, your Dharma. Fun fact, pro tip, which tip? Look to your North Node in astrology in your birth chart, and you can get an idea of what your purpose is because North Node points towards your purpose in this lifetime. And it comes back to the idea of like what you incarnated here for, what you are experiencing, whether it's opportunities or hardships or challenges. Your soul asked to do it, pretty much. And this is the idea that like your soul comes with very much like specific unique talents, abilities, gifts, etc. And that's specific and unique to each individual human being. And when you follow what you're supposed to do, the universe, God, source, spirit, whichever term you associate that consciousness with, is going to reward you tremendously as a result. So doing what you're supposed to do in this lifetime, you're going to be rewarded for it.
Sick. Cool.
All right.
Look at my North Node.
Actually, yeah, I have to look at yours too. I don't know where it's at off the top of my head. Okay. This reminds me of like doing the work and then anything's really possible. This next one, number 15, the law of infinite possibilities. And it's pretty much that the sky's the limit. There is no glass ceiling, that if you think it, you can create it and make it to be true. And any reality is possible. And this is the one where I'm just like, oh, okay, like this is like a law of miracles. It's kind of like if the more that you heal, the more that you realize that you can do whatever, you're capable of anything. And it's like miracles can happen as a result of leaning into the law of infinite possibilities.
Agreed. Sky's the limit.
I think it's just like this thing up here, the brain.
You're blocking yourself.
Totally.
Is what it is.
Totally. You know what I think of? Mamba mentality. Oh,
Yeah.
R.I.P. Kobe. R.I.P. dog. I remember when I was in Germany, I literally woke up to that like 7 hours later.
Yeah, I texted you.
Yeah, the whole family was like, he passed.
What
I was like,
the
oh my God. Yeah. Because he passed right over the hill from where we live.
That's so sad.
Yeah.
Oh, breaks my heart.
5 years later, it still hits. So, R.I.P. Kobe. Okay, the next one, 16, the law of unwavering faith. Whatever you commit to, whatever you put your energy towards, whatever you just keep going at, you are going to succeed.
Facts. Don't give up.
For sure. And I know this to be true, and I figured out how to do this in my masculine. I don't know how to figure out, not that maybe I have to figure it out, but I haven't made sense of this one through the feminine. Because
I'm sure you will.
I'm sure I will in time. And once I crack the code, I'm going to share it with everyone, and then I'm going to have everything reflected back to me in terms of abundance. There you go, baby. If anyone can do it, it's me. She's determined. So dumb. I like to make things more hard or harder than they need to be. That's how my brain works. Okay, 2 more, Brianna.
Okay.
All right. Number 17, the law of constant motion. This one trips me up, especially as a psychic, especially as an astrologist that focuses, actually doesn't even focus on. My niche, I would say, is timelines. However, I will say in the year that is 2025 at time of recording, I've never seen timelines change more than they have in March 2025. And this law, before I get ahead of myself, is that the universe is constantly in motion. It's constantly changing. There's multiple timelines and opportunities available to you. And anytime you make a choice, you either choose to stay on the timeline or choose a different one, the one that you're currently on. You can jump timelines, you can hop timelines, but this is the one I feel like I need to sit with because I feel like the whole idea of like fate and free will, which ironically is the next law, comes into place. And sometimes I feel like things are just fated and like what's meant for you is going to find you. But I do want to point out and add this as an asterisk that like your life can change in a fucking second, in a day, in a moment, and whatever. And timelines can change so quickly. And I've seen this happen multiple times.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I was like, I just pulled a card for myself, and it was the card of partnership. And I'm like, interesting. Anyways, neither here nor there. But what I have seen happen. I'm thinking about one of my clients in particular, and she was thinking about moving. And I told her, I was like, because she came to me, she's like, should I make this move? And I was like, no, you should not make this move. Like, I'm getting the no, right? Which is so challenging to say, like to share. Like, yeah, you probably shouldn't move your life across the country because you're postponing a timeline shift for you to meet someone. And that's exactly what happened. So,
oh my gosh.
yeah, the move was not the move. So,
No.
yeah. But, sometimes timelines, and there you go. You jump on a different timeline as a result of the choices that you make.
It's crazy how fast you can change timelines.
Totally.
It's wild.
And then sometimes I just wonder too, like maybe like a partner was like meant for you, right? Like, and like your guides are just trying to get you off the timeline that you're on for something better.
I wish that there was like a way where you can do like a Jeopardy style where you have like A, B, C, and D, and you're like, if you play this one, this is where you're gonna go. If you play this one, invite like any other one, like any.
Man, that's what I do every single day of my life.
Well, I don't do that. I would like it like in a screen in front of me to push play and it like show me like 10 years from now if I say yes to this or if I say no to this, what will the outcome be?
Do you think that this is is this how you're controlling?
Yes.
Are you controlling? I'm so controlling.
To an extent, yes. I definitely get that.
But I feel like you've gotten so much better.
Absolutely. Ask Tyler, he'll say opposite.
Do you feel like it's a result of motherhood?
He signed up for this. He married a Latina. He knew what he was getting himself into.
Tyler's a 6'7" Oregonian, Northern Oregonian white dude. So yeah, just for context.
He signed up for this.
Yep.
Sucks to suck.
Anyways, this one is fucking true. Law of constant motion. Something to it. Enact it, and I work with it every day. Okay, last but not least, the law of free will. I struggle with this one.
We had a whole episode on this too.
You did. Okay, so you have a choice in the life that you choose to create in your incarnation. You have the free will to do anything. Apparently, there's no wrong path. I don't know about this. I feel like some things are just fated and you can't avoid it. But
Agreed.
I do think that, free will's a thing. So
yeah,
I struggle with it.
We all have free will, but there's still going to be the same outcome on some things.
I think so.
As crappy as it is.
And I think that for me is like the struggle that I experience with the charts where I'm just like, yeah, like some things are just coming towards you. You don't know what it is, but can't avoid it.
Nope.
And that was part 2 of the universal laws. Quick and dirty, baby.
Oh yeah. Love it.
Do you have a favorite one in part 2?
Favorite ones.
Do you have a favorite one in part 2?
Constant law of motion in this one, and then karma on one.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Wild. It's wild.
Yours? What about yours?
Probably the law of constant motion because it fucks with me the most.
Oh, you're going for the ones that you want. Not the ones that you want, but the ones that give you the hardest time.
Yeah, because I like to make things hard, which is dumb. Why am I like this?
Work smarter, not harder. That's definitely not you.
She likes a challenge, you guys. That's what it is.
I love a challenge too, but if I'm going to be able to find the easier way to said challenge, I'm going to take the easier route.
You know what it is?
What?
I like to exhaust all the different ways in which I could find a solution to an outcome because it makes me more well-rounded in terms of understanding and providing solutions to better help my clients. But it's dumb because in the process, I'm making it harder for myself.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's so stupid. Anyways, she'll figure it out one of these days. Maybe when she leans more into her feminine. And we'll do a card pull for this one and close this out, friends. We hope that June is treating you well so far.
Yeah, I hope so.
The success card. Yay.
Oh.
May this month be successful, abundant, joyous, adventurous, fulfilling, all the things. I fuck with June 2025 so hard per the astrology. Haven't lived through it just yet, but I'm here for it.
I'm here.
And
I'll be in the midst of a whole change, so
whole big ass change for sure.
Bring it on.
Can't wait to hear all about it, Brianna.
Well, you'll definitely hear about it. I'll complain to you.
I'm sure she will.
Absolutely.
Until the next one.
See you later.
Bye.
Bye.